Please.
Go ahead.
Because we were brought to America,
Just one moment, my brother. Hold
our
on.
forefathers are the ones that did the most heinous acts in leadership. We violated the laws that the Creator gave us, and we were the most responsible, the most dedicated ones who deviated from the laws that the Creator gave to us to follow.
It was the elders
As a
then.
result, the elders caused us to be here in this land.
Okay, thank you, caller. Go ahead and make your comment, beloved.
Dr. Thrasher.
Yeah.
Listen, this is Brian Thrasher, your nephew. I want to hear your response on that first caller's comment.
Well, on what did he say? Oh, okay. Let me respond to the question was asked. Okay, yeah. I got you. What was said from the beginning, you read it in Isaiah.
Okay.
First off, when you look at the Israelites, when you look at the Christians, when you look at all of them,
okay.
And God made it so clear. He said this: separate yourself from non-believers. Right. But what are you doing? You are associating with believers, non-believers. Okay. You're associated with the devil's servant. Right. And you are there trying to make it work within his temple. That's stupid. That's totally asinine.
Now we've been beaten into submission
no, you
now.
But you know better.
True.
All right, you got the golden rules right here. But we don't want to do that.
True.
Because why? We don't want to give up the luxuries. We don't want to give up the cars. We don't want to give up anything. Okay. We want to continue to deal with that slave master.
Collaborate with your friend. Go ahead and make your. Go ahead, bro.
What we gonna do? I'm telling you now. If you want to come out of the bondage, you're gonna have to separate yourself from the non-believers.
Okay. Caller, 770-559-2999. Thank you all for your participation. Give us your comments.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. My friend is a Muslim. Her name is Miriam. And I know that that's a false religion. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to know what scripture or what part of being a Christian should I use with her? Because she's a Muslim. I knew what to say a second ago, but I don't know exactly what to say to her.
Well, again, the scripture teaches us to be Hebrew Israelites as far as the walk. I mean, you cannot be a Hebrew Israelite if you're not born into the people, but you sound like you are one that could be labeled colored, black, Negro, African American, Afro-American. You know, we had forgotten about that one. So under those circumstances, the Bible teaches us to follow Yeshua. Yeshua was not a follower of himself, which Christian means. He was a practicing Jew, one who walked in the traditions and the rituals of the Hebrew Israelites. So you should teach her, or show her Yeshua, give her a Bible, and let the Spirit deal with her so that she can research the truth about who he is and what the true religion or culture that he followed.
You mean living, as Jesus said, as a light to the world, living in a way that shows that I am a Christian?
It's not about any label. It's life, how you treat your fellow man, love you, one another. That covers a multitude of sins.
Okay, I have one more just question.
What are you saying?
Okay, let him. He has another one. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Is it true that the Muslim false religion came from Ishmael, the first son of Abraham?
Islam they claim biblical ancestry through Ishmael, and they claim dominance. But when I was able to talk to a Muslim elder and show him that Abraham was a Hebrew, and the Hebrew people are the descendants of the Hebrew Israelites, he would disconnect from what the Bible said and go with what their philosophy is that Ishmael was the one who received the promise. So, but the Christianity and Islam both come from Judaism. Judaism is the key. That's where your roots are. Do the research and point it to the biblical example of Yeshua.
All right.
Thank you, beloved. Send the next call. 770-559. Mark, jump back in. Do we have that next caller?
Yes, hello, how are you?
I'm doing just fine, beloved. How are you?
Very great. Dr. Thrasher, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
The other two gentlemen on the panel. I listened to your conversation, and I thought I'd call in. You know, the justice system has two standards, one set of laws for us and one set of laws for them. And you could probably see it if you take the example of the young white astronaut who was I understand, attempted to kill another human being, and she was given some type of social services or some type of psychiatric treatment recommendation. However, the two young males, the 17 and 19-year-old young boys who happen to be orphans, may have had a history of
abuse,
of problems.
Yes.
But a black jurist, I understand, a black woman decided to give them 10 years in prison and 10 years probation for killing an animal. Now, there's something intrinsically wrong with that. And when I'm sorry to say, Dr. Thresher, when we think that what happened there is justice, then we are sick. So we have to consider. We have to consider what's really going on in this country. Now, as far as the Citizen Review Board in reference to Atlanta and Katherine Johnson's murder, I think the Citizen Review Board should be an operation of the people. That means the community should be intrinsically a part of that Citizen Review Board.
There you go.
But let me just say this, bro. We get a little feedback. Let me just say this. It was the citizens. It was the city council that voted against allowing the citizens to choose who would be on the Citizens Review Committee. They voted against there even being a Citizens Review Committee. Here are people who we elected them.
And I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that.
Wait a minute.
Let me say we should then boycott. We should then protest City Hall, because when we ask for a Citizen Review Board, we want the citizens to participate in obviously what we think is a serious matter, and that is a question of liberty and freedom, the liberty and freedom of our people and our communities.
Okay. We appreciate your call. We appreciate that. 770-559-2999.
When there's a meeting, I want my brother.
We got you. Hold on just a minute.
Hold on.
Respond.
When there's a meeting
quickly
of the city council, please be there. Please be at this meeting. Now, I am a paralegal. I'm wholeheartedly involved with the law to the fullest extent. But now, what I look at is what I see. And when I look at evidence, and when I look at track records, and when I look at opportunities to move away, and when I look at opportunities of where we're staying, we are part of that individual who wants to stay.
Right.
And yet we're complaining about the system that we agree with. You cannot worship God on one hand and then serve the master on the other hand.
Serve devil.
And that's what we're doing.
Now let me show you this point here, right? Okay, we got a call. We got this call. Now you know they got the first quote unquote black chief of police in Clayton County.
What about
female?
County?
No, I think maybe it's DeKalb, but she's the first one. No, it's a she.
No,
in Clayton County, it's a first sister to be a chief of police. Now these men have been in there all this time, but they because our women have collaborated with the oppressor because they feel that that's where their source of security is going to come.
You're late.
Then they found a woman to reign over the men.
You're late.
Let's go to the phone.
They had a woman instead of Atlanta.
Well, I'm saying, but this is in Clayton. This is in Clayton. Somebody else can walk to 770-559. Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I'm talking to the whole panel.
Talk to her.
Okay, listen. I have a problem with being a convicted, a felony, and I see that the United States of America is breaking the law, hiring all these illegal aliens with fake documents and all this type stuff.
Right.
Now, like about 75% of the black men in this country is either on parole, probation, or got a case.
Right.
True.
Now, but when you go to apply for a job, background checks is killing you.
Right.
Now, here's a problem I got. We got families too.
Right.
Now, what we have to do when we try to get our life straight, that's why these doors of these penitentiaries get me revolving around and around, because when they go try for employment, you are denied because of your criminal history, even though you have paid your debt to society.
Right.
Now, these so-called programs that they got, they ain't nothing.
Right.
I done been to an unemployment office. I done filed. I've been bonded. I done been here, there, but the doors have still been shut on people that say have convictions.
Okay, leave us with some hope. What's your hope?
My hope is for reality, you understand, to be set in with our people and stop going with what the system say.